If somebody came to me and said, Jules, you can only give women one piece of advice, nothing else, your channel on YouTube will be deleted, your TikTok will be deleted, you cannot say anything else, this is your final message, what piece of advice would you give women? This advice is going to piss some of you off because you're tired of hearing it. You think people who say it don't get it, and there's nothing wrong with this, there's nothing wrong with that, yada, yada, yada. But this is what I would say. If you have not achieved your goals and dreams, if you are not financially stable, if you are not consistently in therapy and actively and proactively working on yourself, you do not need to be worried about dating, relationships, marriage, and motherhood. I worked with this lady years ago when I was still kind of coming out of my pick-me phase, but I was still in it. And she said, get your house in order. And I looked at her crazy at the time. Didn't think she knew what she was talking about. I made all kinds of excuses. There's nothing wrong with wanting to date. There's nothing wrong with wanting a relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. It's normal. And men and dating consumed my life. It consumed it. I wasted so much time worrying about some man, making a relationship work. What do men want? What do men like? How to get him to text you back? How to get him to call you? Well, if I do this, then he might like me more. Well, I don't want to do this because it might piss him off. And when am I going to find the one? And am I ever going to get married again? And all the countless women who, I've been doing this for quite some time now. And all the women who have reached out to me who thought they met the man of their dreams, they got married, they quit their jobs, they got out of school, they gave up everything to raise the kids, and then the man just left them one day or cheated on them and they were left with nothing. Chase that dream of becoming an actress. Move to that city or state or country that you have always wanted to move to. Get your dream house, get your dream apartment, get your credit straight, get that money saved, go on that fitness journey, do that thing, take up that hobby. Don't fall for the lie that there's this race against this clock. And you have to get married before 26 and you have to do this before 25 and you got to do this before 30. No, the fuck you don't. Getting yourself in order and taken care of is the best gift that you can give to any child that you are thinking about having. It's the best gift that you can give someone that you are in a relationship with. And it puts you in the mindset of if you get with that person and they start fucking up, you're like, you know what? I didn't mind being single. I enjoy that shit. So I will be single again before I allow you to mistreat me. And do not listen to the exception to the rule people who were like, well, I gave up my dreams and me and my partner have been married for 25 years. Going strong. Most of them are lying. Most of them are describing a situation where they are just coexisting with a man as a happy situation. Most of them are describing happy, but what they're really talking about is the person just stayed. They just stayed. Nobody was willing to file for divorce. Live your life as if you will not be the exception. And statistically, you won't be. You will get into a relationship statistically, and you will not be treated right. Statistically, women are more likely to just settle for the sake of getting married and popping out some children. I've said this before and I fucking said what I said, and I will gladly fight you on it because I was raised in the South and spent a lot of my young adulthood in Jersey. So I am that girl. I will tussle with you and I will win. Live your life as if marriage and babies are not on the table. Chase your dreams. Get yourself and your life in order. I said what I said.
If you really want to get shit done and get your life together, learn to shorten the gap between thinking and doing. Because too often we find ourselves trapped in the cycle of overthinking, where our plans, goals, and visions for the future just swirl endlessly in our minds without ever actually taking the leap into what the tangible steps are. This gap between our intention and our actual execution is where the potential starts to fade. That's where you notice that you're not as motivated. And honestly, this is where the procrastination and the self-doubt thrive. Shortening this gap is about shifting from a passive step of wanting the thing to an active step of actually doing. And no, I'm not talking about, because I know I'm not saying that you need to just jump off the porch with it and dive into things without thinking about them or without thought or planning. What I'm saying is having a mindset where taking action becomes the default response to your dreams instead of constantly overthinking. And I know that a lot of us stay in a planning stage because it tricks us into believing that we are actually doing something without the risk of taking action. So it means breaking your goals down into smaller, more manageable tasks and tackling them one at a time. It means setting deadlines for yourself, creating accountability, and celebrating the victories along the way. It means not allowing that inner critic to hijack your system and be able to allow it to relax back every time it says to you that you can't or you're not ready to do something. You learning how to really be able to trust yourself and your ability to learn, adapt, and grow as you go.
At any point you can change. At any point in time you can assume a new reality. You are never stuck. You are never stuck in any reality. You are never stuck in any situation that you want to change. You can assume a new reality at any point of time. There's so much information out there now on neuroscience, neuroplasticity. There's so much information. This isn't just woo-woo stuff. There's so much information out there on how your brain decides what is true or not. So at any point of time, you could tell it, this is true. This is my new reality. I don't care what circumstances are showing me. This is what I decide is true. Period. You can have any reality that you want by continuing to immerse yourself in that feeling, because your brain doesn't know. Your brain is just assuming whatever you believe is true. If you tell yourself over and over and over that you are wealthy, that you are disciplined, that you are healthy, that you are fit, that you're in shape, at any point of time, and you just assume it to be true. Like, I don't care what the mirror shows me. I don't care what my reality shows me. This is what I believe is true. At any point of time, that will be true. I told y'all videos ago that I wanted to be a TEDx speaker. So I started to assume the reality that I was preparing for a TEDx talk. It wasn't in my reality yet. I just knew that it was coming. I just knew that it was coming. I had almost deluded myself and said, I'm so excited for this. And it came. And I did my TEDx talk in March of this year. At any point of time, you can pretend to be in a new reality, and that's when that reality will happen. There's so much proof out here. There's so much evidence. There's so much research, like actual physical scientific research about this. You are never stuck. What you need to do is stop drinking caffeine because it makes you anxious. You need to regulate your nervous system. Any way possible, you need to regulate your nervous system, and you need to believe that you are in that new reality, period. Anxiety is worrying about the future. But you won't worry about the future if you're already in the future. You're already there.
No, if you really believed in your goals, your habits would prove it, but they don't. Your habits prove you're a liar. You don't believe in discipline. You believe in DoorDash. You don't believe in success. You believe in scrolling. And you damn sure don't believe in legacy. You obviously believe in lounging. And spare me the vision board. Spare me the cute planner, the cute journal. If your belief was real, we would see it in the sweat dripping off of your body coming home from the gym, not the grease from another takeout bag. We would see it in the alarms you set that you actually get up for, not the ones that you keep snoozing every morning. You swear you want success, but your actions scream that you're committed to being average. And don't say you're building a brand when your screen time report says 7 hours a day on TikTok, 5 hours a day on Instagram with nothing posted. Don't say you want financial freedom when you drop $8 a day on Starbucks, but you claim you can't afford to invest. Don't say you want the body when the only reps you hit are Netflix episodes. And that's the hardest part to understand. You're not failing because you can't. You're failing because you won't. Make it make sense. Stop telling people about your big goals. Nobody believes you. Not because they're haters, but because your habits have already exposed the truth. You don't actually believe in yourself. If you did, we wouldn't need your words. Your results would be loud enough. Hope that helps.
Your program needs to be strict. I mean, absolutely rigid, iron fist. I didn't grow up with a lot of guidance, period. I feel like I had to learn a lot of things about adulthood and womanhood by myself. And so one thing I am learning the hard way as an adult is that you need to run a very strict program. And I don't mean just as far as like, oh, with men, I run a strict program. No, in every area of your life, you need to be absolutely strict. With your health, you need to run a strict program. Prioritize your greens, prioritize your leafy greens, your vegetables, your juices, eat healthy, work out, go to Pilates, whatever you have to do, move your body, because health is the one thing that everyone takes for granted until it's gone. I spent many years of my life doing whatever I wanted to do, eating what I wanted, whatever, and I ended up paying the price for it. And by the price, I mean I ended up with high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I had to go on a GLP-1. I was 225, okay? I had to lose 70 pounds. And I realized if I had just ran a stricter program, maybe I wouldn't have been in that position at 22 years old. I'm 23 now. With relationships, run a strict program. Take it from me, okay? Take it from me. I've been in many relationships. I almost got married. It was a whole thing, okay? Run a strict program. Break up and break up often. One thing one of my married friends told me, she was like, as long as you are not married, you don't owe anybody anything. Like, you don't have to put up with things you don't want to. If you feel like someone is not considering you, you don't have to deal with that. You don't have kids, you're not married, run a strict program. If you feel like you're not being considered enough, communicate that. I'm not saying leave every 2 seconds. Communicate it. If it doesn't switch, run a strict program. You're gone. If you are a Christian woman and that man is trying to boom-a-doom-a-doom, cut him off. It needs to be very strict. Women, you are worth a wait. One thing that I'm learning is that you need to find someone who will honor your body. If you are someone who is pursuing abstinence, celibacy, whatever it is, you are worth somebody waiting for you. Run a strict program. Kuda monk on lock. With your friendships, run a strict program. Have friends who lift you up, friends who better you, friends who actually care about you. If you feel like somebody in your life is not supporting you, is not, doing what they need to do for you as a friend, run a strict program, get them out of here. We are too old to be having friendships just for the sake of, oh, I've known them for so long, and oh, but we've been through so much. Your friend is a hater. Your friend does not tell you happy birthday. Your friend does not like your post. Your friend does not congratulate you. They don't support your business. They don't support your dreams. They just monitor you. At that point, you'd be better off with a camera in your house. With your family, run a strict program. I am learning about boundaries with family. I am all for, respect your elders, but it gets to a point where if someone cannot respect you, the best way that you can honor somebody sometimes is from afar. Run that strict of a program. If you say you want to get closer to God, God is never far from us. It is us that pulls away from him, right? We need to be strict in that, in our diligence, in our discipline, in our seeking after God. A lot of us, our New Year's resolution is, I want to get closer to God this year. It's not that God has to move closer to us. We have to change our heart posture towards him. Get strict. Lock in.
When I started seeing myself as the exception to every rule, my life changed dramatically because people will push limitations onto you. Trust and believe that they will. When people say misery loves company, I do believe that that's true. I do believe that that is a human condition. It doesn't make anyone a bad person, but let me tell you something. When people say, oh, money is so hard to make right now, I can't find a job. I say that does not apply to me. Oh, it's so hard to find true love nowadays. Everyone wants to play around. Nobody wants to get serious. That does not apply to me. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to change careers. Like, I've been in the same career for forever, and you're not supposed to change careers because it's hard. Like, it doesn't work out. I'm sorry, that does not apply to me. Oh my gosh, Gen Z will never be homeowners. Like, oh my God, we're going to be poor forever. That does not apply to me. It does not. I don't care what your limitations are. And I respect your limitations, trust and believe, but do not push them onto me because I will disregard them. Verbally, I will disregard them. I will say, I'm sorry, that's not my experience. And I pray that that is no longer yours. Truly, I really do. I do pray that one day you wake up and see the fact that every single thing that you're going through right now, you can fix. Every single thing. It's a matter of whether or not you want to. It's a matter of whether or not you're willing to push through that period of discomfort, because it is uncomfortable. Absolutely. Especially when you realize that the beliefs that you have right now are producing certain results. You have to take a form of accountability there. But people will start to tell you what the rule is, and you have to say, you know what? That's not my experience. I am the exception to that rule. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to eat healthy. Like, being addicted to sugar is one of the hardest things in the world. Hey, that does not apply to me. Oh my God, it's so hard to quit vaping. That does not apply to me. Oh my God, it's so hard to get 10,000 steps a day. That does not apply to me. I don't care what the rule is. It does not apply to you if it does not fit the life that you're trying to live for yourself. And the reason that I believe certain things don't apply to me is because I have evidence of that. The only thing that builds your confidence in the fact that certain things don't apply to you is evidence. How do you gain evidence? You change your belief system. That is it. When you change your belief system, everything falls into place. It has no choice. Your brain is always going to want to prove you correct. That is it. I'm telling you, if you sit there and you really say, what are my beliefs and how are these beliefs bleeding into my daily life? Oh, I see. The reason I can't find a boyfriend is because I believe that all men are trash. Okay, awesome. Okay, the reason I don't have a lot of money is because I believe money is hard to make. Okay, awesome. You see what I'm saying? You figure out what those beliefs are, you break them down, figure out what needs to go, figure out what is not going to fit the dream version of you that you're creating. Because I guarantee you, everybody has a belief right now that they need to get rid of. Every single one. Everybody. It could be a small one, it could be a big one, but just know that you are now, as far as watching this video is concerned, the exception to the rule. The next time someone tries to push beliefs on you, whether it's out of love, whether it's out of hate, whether it's out of jealousy, whether it's out of concern, whether it's out of fear, whatever the case is, you say, I'm sorry, that's not my experience, that's not something that, I believe for myself, and I understand that may be your experience, but it's simply not mine, and you move on. I am very passionate about this. I truly am, because this is one thing. This especially led to me blowing up on TikTok. And I literally, people can say 1,000 things, but me believing that I am the exception to this rule of everything being oversaturated and everything, there's too many influencers, I didn't care. That has nothing to do with me at all. It has nothing to do with me. I'm sorry. That's not a rule that I live by. That's not something I choose to believe for myself. So therefore, that's not what happened. You are the exception to the rule. Understand that. Truly.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but clean your room. Clean your room. Clean your room, clean your car, get organized. I just feel like a lot of us want a lot of things, and especially as women of God, a lot of us are praying for a lot of things, asking God for a lot of things, and I think we neglect the things that we already have, and that does not go unnoticed by God. I really think cleaning your room, maintaining your room, it is maintaining your home. It is stewarding your home. It is having your house in order. And we know God is a God of order, that He cares about the things that He gives us, that He cares about the fact that we care about those things as well. And I just feel like sometimes we're asking God for a home, a spouse, children, a family, but we can't even do a basic necessity of cleaning our rooms, cleaning our cars, having clean spaces. And I'm not saying that it has to be perfect. Again, we're sinful creatures. Sometimes we're tired, sometimes we're weak, sometimes we just can't do it. But I think that's when we realize that there is a reliance on God that needs to happen to take place. Like, you'll have to rely on Him in the marriage that you're asking for, in the parenthood that you're asking for, the friendships you're asking for. So why aren't you relying on Him when it comes to keeping a clean space, working out, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, being organized, staying organized, just having yourself in order, so that way before the things that you're asking for even come, you're already a woman of discipline, structure, routine, and organization. Because, like, don't you think that those things will help you have a more manageable time once those roles happen, and lead you to be less stressed? Like, me personally, my mom has always been very clean. She's Caribbean, like, to this day she's very clean, but we all know sometimes those people who, because their room's a mess, or their car, or because their life is in disarray, they are so stressed. And I just wonder, like, maybe God is protecting you from becoming the very stressed mom, becoming the very stressed wife who isn't able to enjoy her family, enjoy her children, enjoy her spouse, because she has no idea how to maintain cleanliness and organization in her home and in her life. Being a clean person, being someone who has organization skills and discipline, will make you a better wife someday, a better mom someday, but a better woman today. And probably in some ways a better Christian.
You'd be hotter if you had some discipline, and I mean that respectfully. Your glow is not just a coincidence, right? It is built by habits. It is drinking enough water, taking care of yourself, moving your body. It's consistency, not waking up every day in chaos and wondering why you still don't feel like that girl. Discipline keeps you looking and feeling expensive. Wonder why your mind is always so foggy and unclear and chaotic is because you are mentally always replaying all the things that you could be doing and that you can be doing rather than just actually doing them. So you sit in this angst and this depression and this confusion, all because you refuse to show yourself one of the greatest acts of love, which is discipline. Not only that, your confidence is a byproduct of how you treat yourself. When you are constantly breaking promises to yourself, confidence is low, self-esteem is low, and it shows in your posture, your energy, your mood. But when you do what you said you'd do, when you work out, you take care of your skin, you get up, you work out, clean your space, work on your goals, you walk different. And not only that, you don't have time to be a hater because you are pouring so much into yourself, so much love, going after all your desires and showing yourself that you are a priority. Being hot, being rich is an identity, not just a moment. Hot girls are intentional. They know their standards, they know their worth, they know their value, they know their routines, and they know the version of them that they are building even on the days when they don't feel like it. So yes, you would be hotter if you had some discipline, and not because discipline makes you perfect, but it makes you proud of yourself. And it shows. Nothing is more attractive than the woman who puts in the work and is proud of the woman that she is becoming.